A lone figure staggers through the ruins of a dungeon, panting, barely clinging to life. His voice trembles as he mutters, "What are you?" But his frustration means nothing to the towering figure before him, the monarch of frost. The icy being scoffs. Yet again, the ones I seek are not here. The fragments of brilliant light continue to elude me. Just then, another presence emerges from the darkness. A demon-like figure steps forward, and Frosty greets him. "What brings you here, Yogimut?" The demon bows slightly, his sharp features twisted into amusement. "I've come to inform you about the land in the east." Frost Monarch narrows his eyes. "The small strip of land in the east. You mean South Korea, the domain of the Monarch of Shadows? I thought you were in charge of that region." Yogimut smirks. "Indeed, but it seems the rulers are planning to set Legia free somewhere a little south of there. That is where I shall be going." Frost Monarch pauses, considering his words. "And what of the Monarch of Shadows? As long as the architect upholds our agreement, there should be no problem." But then, Yogimut leans in, his voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. "Oh, and one more thing. We've confirmed it. The greatest fragment of brilliant light, he's there." Frost Monarch's lips curl into a chilling grin. "Ha, how interesting indeed. But he isn't fooled. You came all this way just to tell me that? I find it hard to believe you're feeling generous. But fine. If you're giving me this opportunity, I'll take it gladly." His eyes suddenly flicker with realization. But more importantly, it seems we were lured here. A figure approaches, cloaked in power. The presence radiating from him is unmistakable. Frost Monarch scoffs, "Huh? And what do you want?" The figure steps closer. "That small strip of land in the east. You're talking about South Korea, aren't you?" Yogimut, impatient, waves him off. "We don't have time to play games with this weakling. Monarch of Frost, let's go." But the figure suddenly moves, lightning fast, intercepting them in an instant. "Not so fast. I'm not letting you leave." He strikes, but his attack is blocked with ease. He glares at the two monarchs. But in their eyes, he is nothing but a mild inconvenience. Meanwhile, Jinwoo stands in the depths of a new battlefield. Across from him, a massive orc leader sneers. "So, you're the little bastard who's been slaughtering my kin." The creature sizes him up, unimpressed. "I gotta say, I'm shocked you made it this far. A scrawny runt like you, speaking our language? That's rich. But this is as far as you go." The orc lets out a deep, guttural laugh. "My brothers are hiding in the area. Come on out, boys." But there was no response, only silence. The orc looks around, confused. "What the? Where are they?" Jinwoo smirks. "Oh, them? Yeah, they already met my boys." He casually raises a hand. "Come forth." A dark wave explodes across the battlefield as his army of shadows materializes. The remaining orcs don't even get a chance to react. His soldiers shred them apart instantly. Jinwoo surveys the bloodbath, unimpressed. "Well, that was quick." The orc leader stumbles back, his bravado gone. "What happened?" Jinwoo gives a simple command. "Begin." The massacre resumes. The orc leader, realizing he's completely outmatched, charges at Jinwoo in a last-ditch effort. But before he can even swing, Beru appears behind him. Slash! In one clean motion, his arm is gone. Before the orc can even scream, Igris steps in, pinning him to the ground. And then comes Tusk, looming over him, his massive staff raised. He uses him of giants and gravity acceleration. The orc leader is immobilized, completely helpless. Jinwoo kneels beside him. "Now, answer my questions. Cooperate, and I'll make this easy for you." The orc trembles but refuses to speak. The system once again prevents him from revealing anything useful. Jinwoo sighs. "Figures. Looks like I'll have to find out the truth another way." With the orc dealt with, Jinwoo turns to his inventory. His eyes land on an item he had nearly forgotten about. Key to the Kartinon Temple. The cursed random loot box gave me this. I met all of its requirements after reaching level 100 during the Jeju Island raid. Jinwoo's expression hardens. He remembers that place. The double dungeon. His fists clench as he recalls the statue, the system, the near-death experience that changed his life forever. Suddenly, a notification appears. "Status, the system is calling you back." Jinwoo's lips curl into a smirk. "So, you're waiting for me, huh?" He welcomes the challenge. If this whole thing was planned from the very beginning, if someone is waiting for me to return, he cracks his knuckles. "Then just you wait. I'm coming for you soon." In the darkness of his mind, a familiar, sinister grin appears. the statue from the double dungeon. And so it begins. Jinho furiously typed away at his computer, eyes burning with righteous fury. Freaking trolls. You dare slander Jinwoo. I won't forgive a single one of you. His fingers flew across the keyboard as he prepped legal documents like an internet warrior on a mission. I'm suing every last one of you. Beg all you want, it's over for you. Satisfied, he leaned back and stretched. Phew, another one bites the dust. That's another batch of haters shut down. Jinwoo, fresh from another gate, casually walked in. Appreciate the hard work. Jinho, still in legal warrior mode, responded on autopilot. Yes, sir. Then he did a double take. Wait, why do you look like you just crawled out of a war zone? Jinwoo deadpan. Just came back from a gate. Everything good. More than good. You said we needed extra funds to kickstart our guild, right? Jinho perked up as Jinwoo dropped a heavy bag on the desk. He peeked inside and his jaw hit the floor. Premium essence stones? Did you solo a high-ranking gate again? Sir, you never cease to impress me. Jinwoo was about to brush it off when something caught his attention. Wait, employee? Jinho nodded like he had been waiting for this. Yes. Don't you remember? We need at least 3 founding members. Jinwoo blinked. Oh right. A guild master, a vice guild master, and a third wheel. Jinho nodded enthusiastically. Exactly. And since we need someone who's in it for the long run, we should pick a diligent person. Can't just be any random fill-in. Jinwoo shrugged. Makes sense. Anything else we need to go over? Jinho's expression turned deadly serious. Yes, sir. We must discuss something of the highest importance. Jinwoo braced himself. What is it? Jinho inhaled dramatically. The guild name. Jinwoo stared at him like he just suggested world domination. That's it. Jinho looked personally offended. That's it? Sir, this is the most important thing. And just like that, Jinho dived into full brand consultant mode. Rapid-fire brainstorming ensued. What about Sung Guild? Our last names combined. Sounds cool, right? Jinwoo. Meh. Okay, how about you Sung Guild? Flows better, but I can't have my name before yours. How about the last 2 syllables of our first names? Wooho Guild. Or wait, the middle syllables. Jinjin Guild? Jinwoo stared at him, unimpressed. Solo Player Guild. Jinho short-circuited. Huh. Since I basically hunt solo, it fits. Jinho's world crumbled. Was that a joke? Sir, are you actually bad at something? Is this your weakness? Before Jinwoo could roast him back, a knock at the door. Jinho got up. Who is it? He opened the door and froze. Is this Sung Jinwoo's office? A familiar voice asked. Jinho blinked. MMS, Cha Hae-In? Jinwoo looked up, surprised. Ms. Cha, what brings you here? She visibly hesitated, shifting on her feet. I want to join your guild. Jinwoo blinked. What? Cha Hae-In squared her shoulders. You heard me. I want to join your guild. Jinwoo narrowed his eyes. Okay, hold up. Did Mr. Go send you? Did Mr. Choi kick you out? Cha Hae-In, confused. What? No, what are you even saying? Jinwoo, still suspicious. Then why? Why the sudden interest in joining the solo player guild? Cha Hae-In's eyes widened in horror. Wait, that's your guild name. Jinwoo, unimpressed. Yeah, you got a problem with that? The vice guild master and I agreed on it. Jinho exploded. Excuse me. Sir, we agreed on nothing. You just... Jinwoo, completely ignoring him. So Ms. Cha, why join my guild? He studied her closely. Her racing heartbeat, her uneven breathing, the way she avoided his gaze. Something's off. Why is she this nervous? What's she hiding? And then it clicked. Wait, her contract. Ms. Cha, it hasn't even been 2 years since you awakened. Doesn't that mean you're still bound to the Hunters Guild? Cha Hae-In nodded. I'll pay the penalty for breaching my contract. Jinwoo's eyebrows shot up. You'd pay the penalty? Ms. Cha, we can't afford to pay you an advance worthy of an S rank. She shook her head. I don't need an advance. Something wasn't adding up. Jinwoo pushed further. Why go through all this? What do you gain? Cha Hae-In froze. How do I even explain this? She remembered everything. From the first moment she noticed Jinwoo smelled different, to the overwhelming power he displayed, to the way he saved her in Jeju. He wasn't just another hunter. Her heart pounded, face burning. I can't tell him. I can't just say I want to be by your side until my last breath. And no way. Jinwoo, still oblivious, waited. Well, Cha Hae-In panicked. I just want to live a comfortable life. Is that so wrong? Jinho sighed dramatically. Oh man, the Hunters Guild must have overworked her. She's only, what, 22? 23. No wonder she wants out. Jinwoo nodding. That makes sense. Then his face turned smug. But, Hae-In narrowed her eyes. But what? Jinwoo smirking. We have an entrance test. Hae-In blinked. What? The recruitment posting didn't say anything about. Jinwoo cut her off. New rule. Vice Guild Master must have forgotten to add it. Hae-In sighed. Fine. What's the test? Jinwoo's smirk grew wider. You have to defeat one of my summoned beasts. Hae-In straightened up. That's it? You think I can't handle one of your summons? Jinwoo chuckled. I'll pick the strongest one. Just for you. Hae-In smirked. Fine by me. Hae-In stands up, eyes locked on Jinwoo. When's the test? Jinwoo, as chill as ever, shrugs. Let's do it now. How about the Hunter Association gym? Then he remembers something. The place is kind of far. Might as well test if shadow exchange works with two people. He turns to Cha, who's already heading toward the door. You don't have to leave. Cha stops. Huh. He smirks. We can take a shortcut. Just gotta stick together for a sec, okay? Before she can even react, darkness swallows them whole. And poof, they're gone. Jinho bursts into the office, snacks in hand. All right, I got drinks and snacks. These two need to sit down and eat. He swings the door open and finds a shadow soldier reaching for the bag like it's his last meal. Jinho blinks. What the hell? Cha and Jinwoo land inside the gym instantly. Cha wobbles, trying to process how the hell they just teleported across the city. What? How did we? Meanwhile, Jinwoo's already deep in thought. Shadow exchange works just like a personal gate. Entrance appears under me. Exit is wherever my shadow is. And I can take people with me. Yeah, this just became a fast travel cheat code. Cha, still recovering from the whiplash, suddenly gasps. Wait, I left my weapon behind. Jinwoo smirks. Ah, you mean that pickaxe? Cha instantly turns red. No, of course not. He chuckles. Relax, just messing with you. Trying to act like she didn't just get flustered, Cha turns to the storage. The gym has reserve weapons. They're not great, but they'll do for practice. She grabs a sword, giving it a few test swings. All right, I'm ready. Jinwoo eyes it. You sure about that? It's not your usual one. Cha shrugs. Doesn't matter. Monsters don't exactly give us time to pick our favorite weapons anyway. Jinwoo nods. Fair point. He thinks for a second. If he summons a weak shadow, she'll obliterate it. But if he goes straight for Beru, she might straight up never recover emotionally. So, he calls forth Igris. The Black Knight materializes, sword in hand, crimson eyes glowing like he's ready to throw hands. Among my soldiers, he's the best swordsman. Cha grips her weapon. What are the conditions to win? Jinwoo shrugs. Destroy the summon or surrender. That's it. Cha instantly gets into stance. But right before the fight starts, Jinwoo pauses. Wait a sec. Didn't she just say weapons don't matter? He reaches into his inventory and pulls out the Demon King's longsword. The second he tosses it to Igris, the entire gym gets an ominous glow. Cha's eye twitches. You're giving him that? Jinwoo smirks. Yeah, thought I'd make it fair. All right, let's begin. Start. Igris moves first. The second Jinwoo gives the signal, the knight lunges forward, blade crackling with dark energy. Cha barely dodges, her hair whipping from the force of the swing. Jinwoo watches with his arms crossed. As expected, she's fast. If that had been an average hunter, they'd be in two pieces already. Meanwhile, Gunhee sits at his desk, feeling the action from the fight. He calls a staff member, pull up the CCTV. The screen lights up. Gunhee leans forward. Jinwoo versus Hae-In. Well damn. He rubs his temples. I really was blind, huh? Then, without hesitation, he picks up the phone. Shut off all the cameras in the gym. The staff stammers. Sir? But, Gunhee shuts that down immediately. Just do it. And write in the logs that there was an inspection today. He sits back, smirking. Ah, to be young. Back at the gym, Cha lands a counterattack and smashes Igris into the wall. She dusts herself off and turns to Jinwoo. Was that really your strongest summon? Cha crosses her arms. You said you'd summon your strongest, didn't you? Jinwoo lets out a deep sigh. Hae-In, unshaken, steps forward. Please summon him now. Jinwoo sees it. That determination. He sighs. Alright then. Dark energy surges through the gym. The air grows heavy. A shadow looms over them. And then, Beru appears. The shadow general materializes, his presence sending a chill down the spine. His red eyes glow, his menacing aura spreads, and the air around him distorts from sheer power. Jinwoo's voice remains calm. But his words, "I'll ask again. Are you sure about this?" And just like that, the real test begins. Jinwoo sizes up Beru, thinking about just how dangerous he really is. Shadow soldiers are weaker than when they were alive. But even then, Beru was literally built to kill hunters. This dude wasn't born, he was manufactured for murder. If he goes all out against Hae-In, her chances of winning are, not looking great. Beru appears, kneeling before Jinwoo, ever the obedient shadow. "My king, what shall I do about this person?" Jinwoo doesn't even hesitate. "Defeat her, but don't let her get hurt." Beru bows deep. "Yes, my king." Then, like a total drama queen, he lets out a monstrous roar, and the gym lights literally flicker and explode. Hae-In, standing in front of him, keeps her serious expression, but inside? She's realizing she might have made a mistake. Sung Jinwoo actually fought against this thing, and won. Jinwoo casually, like he's talking about the weather. "Put those claws away. You so much as scratch her, and we're gonna have a problem." Beru, all respectful, obeys immediately. "Yes, my king." Hae-In sees her moment. "An opening, now's my chance." She moves like lightning, taking advantage of Beru being unarmed. But Beru? He's not even sweating. He sidesteps her attack like he's dodging a kid swinging a stick. Hae-In barely has time to register what happened before he's behind her again. "Oh hell no. Not this again. You think I'm gonna fall for the same trick twice?" She pivots, swinging her sword in a flash, only for Beru to straight up catch it between his fingers like it's made of plastic. Beru's got a plan. "My king said not to harm her." "Cool, I'll just embarrass her instead. I'll make it crystal clear that she doesn't stand a chance." Simple. Hae-In, now officially frustrated, keeps swinging, but Beru doesn't even move his feet. He just dodges everything with the bare minimum effort. She grits her teeth. "Nah, this ain't it. No way. He's dodging all my attacks without even trying." Then Beru goes full menace mode. He lets out another roar, this one even stronger, sending her flying back. She barely lands on her feet, but she's not done yet. She gathers her remaining mana, eyes locked onto him. Jinwoo, watching the whole thing like a teacher watching a student struggle with an easy problem, sighs. "Yeah, this fight's over. You satisfied now?" he asks her. Hae-In, ever the stubborn one, shakes her head. "Not yet." Jinwoo blinks. "Wait, seriously?" She still wants to go. He starts second-guessing. Is she just reckless? Or does she actually think she can win? Beru isn't like my other shadows. He's smart, sure, but at the end of the day, he was made for killing. Even now, I can tell he's holding back his instincts. I just hope she doesn't push him too far. Beru, meanwhile, is starting to take this personally. How dare you? His instincts scream at him. Prey doesn't challenge the predator. Prey submits. This woman doesn't know her place. He unleashes a powerful attack, slamming the ground where Hae-In was standing, but she dodges at the last second. She activates Sword Dance, moving faster than before, her blade flashing like a storm. But Beru? He's still toying with her. He blocks every single hit like it's nothing. Then, with one casual flick of his hand, he snaps her sword in half. Even then, Hae-In refuses to back down. She gathers every bit of mana she has left. "I've only got one shot at this. I don't have enough mana for multiple attacks, so this has to be it." Skill. Sword of Light. A blinding flash of light fills the gym. Jinwoo, suddenly on high alert, shouts, and oh! For a moment, Beru is stunned. But then, something awakens inside him. A command, buried deep in his instincts. A command he hadn't thought of since the day he was born as the Ant King. Annihilate the enemy. His queen had given him this order at birth. It was simple. It was absolute. Hae-In is his enemy. Beru moves to strike. Jinwoo yells again, "Stop," but Beru isn't listening. His instincts have completely taken over. In the blink of an eye, Jinwoo steps in, his hand catching Beru's attack just inches away from Hae-In. The gym falls silent. Hae-In, exhausted and barely standing, wobbles before collapsing onto her knees. Jinwoo turns to Beru, his voice ice cold. "I told you to stop." Beru immediately kneels, trembling. "My king, please have mercy." Jinwoo ignores him for now, turning to Hae-In instead. Are you okay? She nods weakly. Jinwoo exhales. Why are you pushing yourself so hard? This was just a dumb entrance test for a nameless guild. You shouldn't be risking your life over something like this. It's not worth it. Hae-In stays silent. Jinwoo stares at her. Are you not going to say anything again? Nothing. Jinwoo, getting frustrated, starts throwing out possibilities. Are you perhaps interested in me? Hae-In's head jerks up. What? Jinwoo frowns. No. Then what the hell is this? I seriously can't tell what you're thinking. Hae-In, cheeks turning a deep shade of red, stares at the ground. Finally, after what feels like forever, she mumbles. Yes, I think so. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how our boy just won a girl's heart without even trying. At the American Federal Bureau of Hunters, Connor bows his head. We deeply apologize, sir. Brennan, not having any of it, waves him off. I didn't call you here for an apology. Just tell me what the hell happened. Connor hesitates before finally spilling the tea. Based on Ms. Sellner's observations, Hunter Sung Jinwoo is one of the kings. Brennan nearly chokes on his own breath. What? Are you seriously telling me that Sung Jinwoo is on the same level as a national-level hunter? Sellner, still visibly shaken, takes a deep breath. Let me explain. Every awakened hunter draws their power from a place called the other side. I can sense this connection. The stronger the link, the brighter the hunter appears to me. The ones who shine the most, I call them kings. Brennan nods. And Sung Jinwoo? Sellner's expression darkens. That's just it. He had no connection. No light. No link to the other side. The moment I looked into his eyes, the darkness inside him stared back at me. He was the darkness itself. Brennan leans in. Darkness? Are you telling me Sung Jinwoo is evil? Sellner shakes her head. I'm not saying that. I'm saying his power doesn't come from the other side. Unlike other hunters, he doesn't borrow his strength. It's all his own. Which means, she hesitates, her voice barely above a whisper, there is no limit to his powers. Brennan exhales sharply. Damn, he dismisses Sellner. Thank you for your time, Miss Sellner. As she leaves, Connor follows Brennan into the elevator. Where are we going, sir? Brennan punches a code into the panel. Basement level 24. If we can't win him over with Sellner's abilities, we'll have to find another way. The elevator hums as they descend. Brennan turns to Connor. Do you remember the first ever S-rank gate? Connor's face tenses. Of course I do. That was the worst dungeon break in history. It wiped out the West Coast, total carnage. We had to recruit the strongest hunters in the world just to stop it, and even then, only 5 survived. Those 5 became known as the national-level hunters. Brennan nods. And do you remember what caused that catastrophe? Connor gulps. Kamish. The elevator doors slide open, revealing a dimly lit high-security chamber. Brennan steps inside, walking toward a heavily protected vault. He enters another code, and a thick steel door hisses open. Inside, a single object sits on a pedestal, a runestone. Brennan gestures toward it. This was found in Kamish's corpse. Connor's breath catches. Are you serious? Brennan smirks. Dead serious. For 8 years, this runestone has been waiting for its rightful owner. There has yet to be a mage-class national-level hunter. But now, Kamish is about to bless America once again. Back in Korea, Jinwoo stares at himself in the mirror. I know I got taller and more ripped since my reawakening, but am I really that good-looking? I swear I was just average before. Maybe it's the buffs from the will to survive. It restores any damage to my body, so I guess my skin just auto-glowed up. Curious, he turns to Jinah. Hey sis, how would you rate me? Jinah barely glances up from her phone. Rate you? In terms of what? Jinwoo grins. Attractiveness. Jinah snorts. Where the heck is all this confidence coming from? You just look like a bum to me. Jinwoo's jaw drops. What? Jinah shrugs. It is what it is. Jinwoo playfully shoves her. She kicks him back. Keep that up and you're gonna break your own leg, Jinwoo warns. Did you forget who your brother is? How does a bird brain like you even get into school? Jinah rolls her eyes. Excuse me? I'm literally top of my class. Jinwoo laughs. By the way, I'm forming my own guild. Jinah smirks. Oh, so now you're the big boss, huh? She quickly types a message to her friend. LOLOMG, guess what my brother just said. Jinwoo. What? He actually thinks he's attractive skull. Nah, he's finally lost it. Jinwoo keeps going. Yeah, if all goes well. What do you think of solo play guild? Jinah gives him the dirtiest look. You're joking, right? Jinwoo frowns. Why? Is it weird? Jinah crosses her arms. Bro, you literally summon an entire army. How are you a solo player? Jinwoo blinks. That's a good point. Jinah sighs. You need me to fix everything, huh? Just name it Ahjin Guild. Jinwoo repeats the name, testing it out. Ahjin. Yeah, not bad. Ahjin Guild. Ah means I, and Jin means to go forward. He grins. Wait, did you just name it after yourself? Jinah grins back. Maybe. Meanwhile, at Hae-In's place. Hae-In sits on her bed, clutching a pillow. Oh my god. I basically told him I like him. She remembers Jinwoo's words. Then I don't think joining my guild was the best option. Isn't there a better way? Cha rolls onto her back, dying inside. Ugh, he probably thinks I'm crazy. But I mean, he did save my life, so it makes sense, right? Right. She groans, covering her face. Nope, nope, nope. Everything is not okay. She breathes deeply, trying to calm down. Strictly speaking, I survived because of Min Byung-goo's healing. But even so, Sung Jinwoo saved me. Suddenly, a voice echoes in her mind. Please tell him. Tell Hunter Sung Jinwoo to be careful. Be careful of the powers that lie within him. Cha bolts upright. Wait, that voice. I remember now. Her eyes widen in realization. I saw Hunter Min Byung-goo. Her hands tremble. What did he mean by that? Something wasn't right. Something big was coming. And Sung Jinwoo was right in the middle of it. At the Knights Guild headquarters, Park Jong-soo listens to his subordinates brief him on a newly spawned gate. Boss, we got a situation. A new gate popped up yesterday, but it's going to be a hassle to get an entry permit. The Hunters Association says it's high rank. Jong-soo barely lifts an eyebrow. S rank or something? No, but it's a top-tier A rank. That gets his attention. Ugh, great. So, a death wish if we're not careful. One of his guys suggests backing out, but another reminds him of their reputation. If it was an S rank no-brainer, we'd dip. But we're one of the 5 major guilds in the country. If we start passing on high-rank gates, people are gonna talk. Jong-soo scowls. Yeah, cause the public thinks A, B, C, D, and E ranks are all the same damn thing. The subordinates remarks. You know the Fame Guild would snatch this gate up in a heartbeat if we step back, right? Park Jong-soo loses it. There is no way I am spoon-feeding Ma Dongwook a gate that spawned in our front yard. His subordinates nervously backtracks. No boss, I wasn't saying we should back out, just letting you know the stakes. Jong-soo sighs, rubbing his temple. The real problem is we've got solid A ranks, but no S rank hunters. That's the gap between us and the top dogs. Then Jung Yerim, their A rank healer, drops a bomb. How about we recruit an individual instead of another guild? Park scoffs. This is a top-tier A rank gate. How would one person make any difference? Mid-sentence, it hits him. Yerim grins. You get it now. Oh, I get it. You mean him. Sung Jinwoo, she confirms. The squad nods, knowing damn well their odds would skyrocket with Jinwoo in the mix. Plus, teaming up with an S-rank solo hunter wouldn't tarnish their reputation like begging another guild for help would. One of them asks, so what's he been up to lately? Cleared a gate in the middle of a highway a while back. But besides that, dude's been keeping it low-key. Jong-soo smirks. Well then, guess it's time we pay him a visit. Meanwhile, at Jinwoo's office, he casually drops a name suggestion. What do you think about Ahjin Guild? Jinho lights up. That sounds wonderful, sir. Let's make that official. Internally, though, he's just relieved Solo Player Guild is dead and buried. Jinwoo nods. Alright, now that the name's set, we just need one last founding member. Jinho, curious, asks, what happened with Miss Cha yesterday? Jinwoo shrugs. She's not the right fit for our guild. She's not who I'm looking for. Jinho is flabbergasted. Wait, you're passing on Cha Hae-In? An S-rank, young, top-tier hunter? She's even got killer looks. Who could possibly be a better candidate? Jinwoo stays firm. Someone with a hunter's license, no interest in joining a guild, but still trustworthy. Jinho hesitates. A couple of people might fit that description, but... Knock, knock, knock. Jinwoo turns to the door. Who is it? Miss Cha again. Nope. It's Park Jong-soo, flanked by his Knights Guild members, radiating forced politeness. After some quick greetings, Park gets straight to business, laying out the situation with the Busan Gate. The association won't let us in alone, so we need backup. We'll compensate you well. How does 20% sound? Jinwoo listens, then hits them with a counteroffer so clean it leaves Park momentarily speechless. Let's make that 50-50. Park stares at him. Excuse me? Jinwoo folds his arms. If I'm gonna help, I'm not doing it as a one-man backup. You'll treat me like a full-fledged guild, not just some solo hunter. The sheer audacity. But Park realizes he doesn't really have a choice. They need Jinwoo more than Jinwoo needs them. With some hesitation, he agrees. Fine, but in return, we want you to take down the dungeon boss. Jinwoo smirks. Done. Park, wanting to leave immediately, pushes for departure that night, but Jinwoo shuts it down. I got plans. I'll meet you in Busan tomorrow. As the Knights Guild leaves, one of Park's subordinates, Yuntae, mutters, Huh? I swear his shadow just moved. Jinwoo's phone buzzes. It's his mom. Her warm voice immediately softens his expression. Did I call it a bad time? She asks. Not at all, he reassures her. A genuine smile tugs at his lips. How about dinner tonight? She happily agrees. The next morning, Busan's skyline is dominated by the massive gate hovering over Gwangali Beach. Hunters from the Knights Guild are already on site, preparing for the raid. Jongsu impatiently checks his watch, 11 a.m. Arg, should have forced him to come with us yesterday, he grumbles. Hope he's not going to be late. Meanwhile, Jinwoo is still at home, casually thinking, the weather looks bad. Hope Jinah took an umbrella. Then, shadow exchange. At a high school, a group of students is helping their art teacher move supplies. Naturally, they're complaining. We're basically being used as free labor. I know, right? This isn't even art class. How many plaster busts do we have to carry? Ugh, 6 groups, 6 busts. 2 trips. One kid, frustrated, jokes. Then why don't you carry 4 at once? Another, wiping dust off an old shelf, mutters. Damn, this place hasn't been cleaned in forever. Then, one of them notices something. Isn't this a gate? One of them, trying to stay calm, rationalizes. Chill. It's closed, so we're safe. Hunters are the only ones who can pass through, and nothing can get out either. Plus, it takes about a week for these to open. Another kid frowns. Wait, this room has been abandoned for months, right? If we just found this now, that means... Before they could finish, crack. A monster's claw rips through the gate. One student doesn't even have time to react before the creature snatches him. His friends scream his name. Then a sickening crunch. And just like that, Bro's facial expressions are forever ruined. The scene opens in straight horror movie mode. Bodies of students lying lifeless on the floor, blood everywhere. Total carnage. The narration kicks in. Some beings are natural-born predators. They might not be geniuses, but when it comes to tracking and hunting, they put humans to shame. Then, stepping out from the gate, 2 orc scouts emerge, eyes glowing crimson like they just leveled up in villain mode. They're hyped from the smell of flesh and blood, but they're on recon duty, so instead of going full beast mode, they've kept their instincts locked down for a week, just hiding in the shadows, quiet and ready. One of them kneels down, dips his fingers in blood like it's a vibe check, and says, "This place is crawling with prey. There's a level above us, and another one on top of that. This whole structure's like a damn castle." He tells his homie, "You go summon the boys. I'll start clearing this floor." Then he dips to begin his hunt, all casual like it's just another Tuesday. Cut to a couple students chatting in the hallway. One hands the other something. "I got this for you." "Thanks." Then boom, orc jump scares into frame, swinging that axe like it's Fortnite Season 1. Meanwhile, back at Gwangali Beach, Jinwoo pulls up to the gate. Damn, it's even bigger in person. He scopes the setup. Hauling teams over there, mining squads that side, and the strike squad? Damn, they got 13 A ranks and 20 B ranks. That's stacked. But I guess it checks out for the guild with the most A ranks in the country. As soon as he shows up, he gets swarmed like a K-pop idol. "Mr. Sung, you were insane during the Jeju Island raid. How do you even summon those shadow things? Are they beasts? Are you leading today's raid?" Before the crowd can go full fan mode, Jung Yerim elbows her way through. "Guys, chill. Let the man breathe." She walks up to Jinwoo and goes, "Hi, I'm Jung Yerim, main healer of the Knights Guild Elite Squad. Since you're the leader and I'm the healer, let's be besties, yeah?" Park Jong-soo steps in, realizing he forgot something. "Ah damn, I didn't tell her." He clears his throat. "Ahem, I, Park Jong-soo, will be leading this raid." The disappointment hits like a truck. "Wait, you again? Come on, man. But we have Mr. Sung. Jong-soo goes, yeah, well, Mr. Sung's in charge of the back line. He'll keep us safe. Cue some of the hunters getting salty. You think we're weak or something? We don't need babysitting. Right, boys? Jong-soo just chuckles. What they said might have sounded disrespectful, but that's just how raids go around here. Jinwoo shrugs it off. Nah, it just means they're confident. Jong-soo checks the time. All right, let's roll out. Raid starts now. Cut back to the school. A girl hides in a bathroom, her hands shaking as she calls the Hunter Association. Hello, this is the Hunter Association emergency line. Is this really the Hunter Association? Yes. How can we help? I'm at school, and there are monsters outside. The operator switches to panic mode. Monsters? Where are you calling from? Was there a dungeon break? The girl's covered in blood, voice trembling. I'm in the bathroom. I was with my friend, but now... She breaks down crying. The operator tries to keep her calm. How many are there? Are they near? I don't know. They're screaming everywhere. Hunters are on their way. Stay calm. Do you understand? Really? Am I gonna make it out? Can you describe the monsters? They're humanoid green skin, ugly faces. The operator freezes. Wait, green skin? Are they orcs? Yes. That's it. Orcs. The line goes wild. Get out of there. Orcs can smell your... Too late. The orcs bust into the bathroom. The girl screams, please. I don't want to die. The line cuts. The operator sits there, broken. Yeah, that just happened. Outside, the cops are on the scene, trying to keep things locked down. Some students make it out, drenched in blood, eyes wide from the trauma. Inside, one orc's grumpy. Half our prey escaped. His buddy shrugs. Plenty left. We've sealed the exits. Let's go up. Kill every last one of them. Inside the building, surviving students are hiding, huddled in fear. Suddenly, a door bursts open. The kids are screaming for their life as an orc storms in. One kid makes a run for it, but gets grabbed through the second door. Another orc growls, Chief. I sense a human with mana. The chief orders, kill them first. And there, in the back, shaking but alive, we see her. Jinah, Jinwoo's little sister. Hiding in the shadows, whispering, Jinwoo, Jinwoo. The school's still in full horror movie mode. The orcs are closing in on the students, and Jinah is trying to stop her bestie from doing something dumb. No, don't do this, she pleads. But Han Song-Yi's locked in. Even though I'm just an E-rank, I'm an awakened being too. Jinah is like, girl, be for real. I said no. Meanwhile, one of the orcs scopes them out. Is that the human you sensed earlier? His buddy shakes his head. Nah, the one with powers right next to her. His bloodthirsty stare locks onto Jinah, and he revs up. The smell is coming from that girl. She must die. Then, right as all hope fades, bam! A shadow grabs the orc's axe mid-swing, and body slams him into the ground like a WWE finisher. Jinah is shook. Brother? Did brother? Next thing you know, that same orc gets yeeted through the ceiling, and 3 of Jinwoo's orc-shaped shadows pull up like bodyguards from hell, standing tall. Meanwhile, back at Gwangali Beach, they finally enter the gate. Right on cue, Jong-soo shouts, it's an ogre. A twin-headed ogre. Be careful, everyone. The big dude charges. Jong-soo pops his shield like Clank and tanks the hit. Yoon-tae, he yells, and the man dives in like a boss. He slashes the ogre across the face. Straight ocular deactivation. And then yells, alright guys, deal as much damage as you want to now. And boom. Flashes, slashes, mana bombs, until what's left is a roasted ogre carcass. Jong-soo takes a breath. Let's regroup here for a moment. He's not feeling good about this. Things don't look good. I knew this raid wouldn't be easy, but I didn't expect us to fight a twin-headed ogre from the start. Jinwoo casually drops a lore bomb. Twin-headed ogres are also known by a different name. Gravekeepers. Jong-soo nods, suddenly stressed. If you meet one at the dungeon entrance, an army of undeads waiting inside. One dude in the squad groans. Bro, why'd you jinx it? Now they're definitely coming. And as if summoned, boom, a full squad of undead pull up. But they're acting sus. Huh, why are they backing off? One of the hunters asks. Aren't they supposed to charge? Another goes, feels like they're being chased. Jinwoo, he's unfazed. What a bummer. I had high expectations for this dungeon. And just as his mood starts to shift, his expression drops. He senses something. His shadows near Jinah are signaling him. He turns to Jong-soo, dead serious. Something urgent came up. I'm leaving. Jongsu panics. Huh. You can't just bounce, man. What if we die? Jin was like, then I'll leave you someone just as reliable. He raises his hand, and boom, Beru descends like a demon lord. The hunters lose their minds. Isn't that the ant from Jeju Island? Jinwoo nods. No need for intros. He'll take my place. He turns to Beru. Protect the humans. Beru bows. What shall I do about the others? Jinwoo, do as you please. Beru lets out his signature ear-shattering death roar, and the hunters just about wet themselves. One dude whispers, terrified. He wants us to raid with that thing? His buddy's like, bro, shut up. You ran your mouth earlier. Rip. Jin was not done. He summons 20 more ant shadows like it's Pokemon Go. These guys will help. 20 should be more than enough. He starts to dip, but Jongsu and Young Yerim freak out. Wait, you're leaving them with us? Jinwoo raises an eyebrow, or a low-key menacing. I can dismiss them, if you think that'll help. Jongsu immediately folds. Why yes, sir. Jinwoo tries to teleport out, but nah, Shadow Exchange is still on cooldown. How much time left? System, 42 minutes, 16 seconds. Damn it, why now of all times? No time to waste. Jinwoo just starts sprinting toward the exit thinking, I've got a bad feeling about this. My shadows are flaring up. Something's wrong with Jinah. Suddenly, a horde of undead blocks his path. Without breaking stride, Jinwoo yells, Get out of my way! And like magic, the undead literally kneel before him. Even Jin was shocked. Wait, are they submitting? Just how high is my necromancer rank? He sees the gate. He's almost there. He summons Kaisel, hops on his back like a dark prince, and soars into the sky. Down on the beach, the crowd gasps as a shadow cuts through the clouds. Look, it's Hunter Sung Jinwoo. In full anime mode, Jinwoo whispers, Take me to my sister, as fast as you can. The shadows blitz like a squad of silent assassins, slicing through the orcs with terrifying precision. Blood splatters the walls, but not a single student is touched. It's surgical, controlled, clean chaos. The students are frozen, jaws unhinged. Wait, are they saving us? Are those things protecting us? Jinah, eyes wide, instantly clocks what's going on. Those are my brother's shadows. Is Jinwoo here? She tries to step forward, but one of the shadows halts her, not aggressive, just firm. Then it points at the cracked gate just up ahead, and we zoom in, shifting perspective straight into that gate. Deeper, inside the dungeon. Screams echo through the orc stronghold. The final restriction is gone. A massive orc sits in the dark, eyes gleaming with bloodlust. I am Grokter, chief of the Red Blade tribe, he growls, voice deep enough to shake stone. And nothing can stop me now. One of his underlings runs in, panicked. Boss, there are high orcs helping the humans. Grokter raises an eyebrow. How many? Just 3. Grokter looks genuinely offended. 3? You clowns couldn't handle 3. He grabs his own tusk with a savage grin. Lead the way. It's time to turn this place into a slaughterhouse. Back at the other gate, it's chaos but in a different flavor. The shadow ants are buzzing around like they're about to throw hands with gravity itself. Meanwhile, the Knights Guild is straight up tweaking. What if they go berserk on us? Jongsu takes a deep breath, trying to stay calm while doing mental backflips. We can't chicken out now. The press is out there waiting to roast us. We back out, we're toast. No, we hold the line. We can't lose to a few overgrown ants. But then he looks up, and Beru is staring right into his soul. Jongsu flinches hard. Okay, damn. That one got me. Let's just go. He tries to walk it off cool, but Beru doesn't budge. Dude's insect face practically screams. Did this fool just give me orders? Jongsu backtracks immediately. I mean, shall we go? Beru doesn't answer. He just vanishes and reappears in front of him like a horror movie jump scare, tossing something at his feet. Jongsu jumps back, rattled. His squad rushes to him. Boss, you good? What now? Are we just following them? Jongsu wipes his sweat. I'm good, but look at this. They stare at the item on the floor. Wait, isn't that the head of a Death Knight? Didn't that thing take down one of the highest-ranked beasts in seconds? Jongsu smirks. Yeah, and those things drop top-tier essence stones. Y'all know what those are worth, right? Still thinking of backing out. Before he even finishes, his guildmates are already jogging behind Beru. Back at the school, the battle's hitting peak chaos. Grokter's face-to-face with Jin with shadows, and even though they're putting up a fight, they're struggling. Orcs from every direction are hyping him up. Grokter looks at the shadows with mild amusement. These tattoos, he points to the ink across his skin. They're my kill count. You guys must have stacked a few yourselves. But is this really all you've got? He charges in. Let's go, high orcs. Make me work for it. His blade crashes down. And to his surprise, the shadows block it. Oh, you stopped my swing. Not bad. Then he slices through them. But not good enough. Except the shadows don't stay down. They regenerate. Instantly. Grokter's eyes narrow. Is this a spell? No matter how many times I cut him, it's useless. He suddenly starts twitching and glitching. A voice drills into his brain like a broken loop. Kill. 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 Kill the humans. Grokter grips his head. It's getting worse. I need to end this fast. He scans the room, then locks eyes on Jinah. It's you. He points. Grab the girl. His orcs charge. While those high orcs regenerate, they can't move properly. Pin them down. It's chaos. Shadows are holding the line, but the numbers are turning the tide. Jinah's friend screams, Jinah, watch out! But before she knows it, Grokter's hand wraps around her face. He lifts her like she weighs nothing. So it really was you, he snarls. I can feel it. You've got magic in you. Die. But right as he's about to crush her, something shifts. He freezes. Something's coming. From above, something monstrous descends fast. Like a storm with wings. It's Jinwoo. On Kaisel. Raging in. Grokter backs up, pupils dilating. Something terrifying. He roars, retreat. Everyone retreat. Too late. Jinwoo lands like a meteor. Bam. The room shakes. He rushes to Jinah, places a gentle hand on her head. You're safe now. Grokter just stands there, frozen, trying to play tough. I am Grokter, chief of the Red Blah. Jinwoo cuts him off instantly. Points one finger, eyes glowing black like death incarnate. You shut up and wait right there. Jinwoo turns back to Jinah, who's visibly shaking, clinging to him like her life depends on it. You're safe now, he tells her, his voice low and steady, trying to calm the storm in her chest. She nods, her face soaked in tears, finally letting the fear go. He turns to the other students who are also relieved to see him. Song-Yi, however, standing off to the side, stares at Jinwoo like she's seeing something that shouldn't exist. He's scary, she whispers to herself, almost in awe. Then Jinah's face scrunches up again as she cries harder, and Jinwoo's expression goes dark. Like really dark. Without saying a word, he summons Igris. Igris, take care of Jinah, he commands. The knight nods like a loyal guard dog. Then Jinwoo turns to the rest of his shadows. The rest of you, get the students downstairs. Now, one of the orcs twitches, big mistake, buddy. Jinwoo turns his head ever so slightly, his tone ice cold. I told you not to move. Grokter, thinking he's still the main character in this dungeon, tries to talk himself back into the spotlight. So those immortal high orcs, they were yours? Who even are you? He growls. How do you know our language? Jinwoo just stares at him. Stone cold. Zero interest in replying. That silence. Louder than any battle cry. Grokter gets the hint. Fine. Everyone charge. And then chaos erupts. Jinwoo blitzes forward like a damn glitch in reality. Orcs charge, axes swinging, but none of them can land a hit. He's teleporting, vanishing, slicing through them like a ghost with a vendetta. He even uses commander's touch like he's squishing roaches. It's not a fight, it's an execution. Grokter just watches, mouth open, as his whole crew gets folded like cheap lawn chairs. He doesn't even get a chance to react before Jinwoo grabs him by the face, the same way he grabbed Jinah, and just slams him through the wall, sending them both crashing into the hallway. That's when Jinwoo sees it. Blood, bodies, carnage everywhere. His voice, dead quiet. Why? He asks. Why are you so obsessed with killing humans? Grokter, now fully trembling, tries to respond, his voice cracking. A voice inside my head. It keeps telling me to kill. And Jinwoo's face hardens. That sounds way too familiar. The system, the voice, the manipulation. His gaze drops like a hammer. Then what about me? He asks. Does it tell you to kill me too? Grokter's eyes go wide. Please forgive me. But Jinwoo ain't letting up. He squeezes harder, voice now pure intimidation. I said answer the question. Do you hear the voice when you look at me? Grokter's eyes are bugging out of his skull now. He can barely choke out the words. Forgive me. Jinwoo raises his hand, dark energy swirling like a storm. So I'm not even human to you, huh? he mutters with a twisted little grin. Well, I'll forgive you. Pause. But don't get it twisted. That doesn't mean I'm gonna let you off easy. Meanwhile, back with the Knights Guild squad, Jung Yirim is trying to yank what's left of a vampire out of the jaws of a hungry shadow ant. Her face is pure. What the actual hell? Do you know how much vampires are worth on the market? That's money you're munching on. But the ant's like, nom nom, not my problem. Yirim accidentally gets scratched by the ant's claw, and before she can even react, Beru pulls up like the shadow version of EMT. He heals her instantly, flexing those healing skills like a boss, and just walks away like the main character he is. Thanks, she stammers, still a little in shock. Then under her breath, how the hell is a bug better at healing than I am? Deep inside the dungeon, a door creaks open and we enter boss mode. A huge chamber bathed in green light. A figure wrapped in shadow floats out, the Arch-Lich. Skeleton supreme. With him, a whole damn squad of Death Knights. All of them looking like final bosses. The hunters freeze. Oh crap, one whispers. That's an Arch-Lich? Another dude's already shaking. And there's like over 10 Death Knights with him? Park Jong-soo's whole brain shuts down for a sec. He remembers the Gold Dragon Guild, completely annihilated by this exact same type of boss. China's national-level hunter Lu Jigang barely prevented a full disaster. And now, this thing is staring them down, ready for a sequel. To make it worse, more undead pour in from behind. There's more, someone shouts. Jong-soo is instantly barking orders. Block the doors. Hold the line. One of the hunters yells out, Sacred Shield. A glowing barrier slams into place, but it's shaking. Boss, we've got 5 minutes tops before this thing breaks. Jong-soo's sweating bullets. They're surrounded. Overrun. No escape. Then boom. Enter the king. Beru descends, screaming like a horror movie soundtrack, his aura swallowing the room. He locks eyes with the Arch-Lich. The Lich's voice booms. You bastards are the army of shadows. Why is the king's army here? Beru fires back without missing a beat. We were chosen by the king. You weren't. The Arch-Lich tries to protest. Impossible. I must speak with the king. Beru? Not interested. And then bam, he punches the dude square in the chest like he's trying to rearrange his bones. He then looks him dead in the eye. You sure have a lot to say for someone who's about to die. Beru reached out, grabbed the Arch-Lich's core, and crushed it effortlessly, erasing not only the Lich but also the surrounding ghostly knights. Their faded, spectral forms vanished on the spot. The hunters from the Knight Guild, who had just witnessed this insane display of power, could only stare, completely stunned. It took out the Arch-Lich with just one punch. One of them muttered, still in shock. Park Jong-soo, though rattled, quickly pulled himself together. His expression shifted, no longer fear, but calculation. A gleam lit up in his eyes as the implications sank in. With summons like that, he thought, Hunter Sung wouldn't even need to enter the gate himself. He could clear an entire dungeon without lifting a finger. Right then, his subordinate got a wild idea. Come on, boss, he urged, fired up. We can't waste time. Let's try to acquire Sung Jinwoo's guild. Jong-soo gave him a look, slightly confused. Acquire? That's not the word you're looking for. Let's call it what it is, an alliance. An alliance between the Knights Guild, one of the 5 major guilds in the country, and a new guild founded by the world's most powerful hunter. Just imagining it made him grin. The influence, the prestige, it would be a game changer. But his subordinate, still grounded, raised the obvious point. Would he even need us, though? He literally just wiped out a boss-tier enemy in seconds. But Jong-soo had already thought this through. He brought up the regulations. Even Jinwoo had to play by some rules, like the minimum hunter requirement for dungeon raids. He boosts our firepower, Jong-soo reasoned, and we give him the numbers he needs to legally raid gates. Everybody wins. He dismissed the idea that they'd just be riding Jinwoo's coattails. This wasn't about clout chasing. It was about smart partnerships. Our connections matter too, he added, confident. Meanwhile, outside the school that had turned into a war zone, emergency sirens blared through the rain. Red and blue lights painted the soaked streets. Parents pushed against police barricades, desperate to get inside. My son is in there, one shouted, breaking past the line. Rescue workers pressed on, their faces grim. But with each minute passing, hope of finding anyone alive kept shrinking. Inside a car nearby, Chairman Go Gun he gave Jinwoo a somber update. The 213 students who escaped early, they're safe, he reported. but only 10 others were rescued from the building. As for the rest, the ones who didn't make it out, he trailed off, eyes locked on the raindrops running down the window. Maybe we should have seen this coming. He pulled out charts and reports, clear proof of what was happening. The number of gates was rising. More people were awakening powers. Things were shifting fast. There's a change happening, he said quietly, his voice heavy with meaning. Jinwoo, eyes narrowed, asked, "So why'd you want to talk to me today, sir?" Chairman Go got straight to it. People from Japan, the US, China, Russia, France, the UK, Germany, even countries in the Middle East. They all want to meet with you, Hunter Sung. The weight of the world was in his tone. The Hunters Association could only go so far to protect Jinwoo's privacy. Whether or not he met these international reps, that choice was his. But the chairman's real concern was deeper. "If you were to leave Korea," he said quietly, "I don't think our country would be able to adapt to what's coming." Jinwoo didn't answer right away. His eyes stayed fixed on the city outside. He knew his power was rare, too valuable. In a world unraveling, he wasn't just a hunter anymore. He was a force of nature. Everyone wanted him, but he couldn't be everywhere at once. The chairman saw the hesitation and leaned in. "I'll give you everything you need," he said sincerely. "Just please consider staying." He laid it out. Korea was running out of S-rank hunters. Danger was rising. The balance was breaking. "So please," he added, "tell us what we can do to keep you here." Jinwoo finally looked over, unreadable. "In that case, I want to enter high-ranking gates alone from now on. Can you make that happen?" It wasn't a small ask. And for a moment, the chairman was clearly caught off guard. But he understood. It wasn't about arrogance. It was about efficiency. Jinwoo was on a whole different level. "It'll be difficult," the chairman admitted, "but not impossible. Leave it to me." Elsewhere, Jinho was practically vibrating with excitement as he called his cousin, Yu Soo-hyun. "Hey, Soo-hyun, want to join my guild?" he said, grinning ear to ear. "You wouldn't have to actually do anything. Just ditch my dad's guild ambassador gig and roll with us." Soo-hyun raised an eyebrow as she listened, clearly skeptical. "What's with this guild talk out of nowhere?" she asked. "Oh, and did you hear? Jinny's coming back to Korea." That made Jinho perk up. "Of course I know. She's my older sister." But he quickly brought the convo back to the main mission. "Anyway, we need one more founding member." Soo-hyun tilted her head. "Wait, are you seriously asking me to join a guild that doesn't even exist yet?" she said, suspicious. "You sure this isn't some shady scam?" Jinho laughed. "You'll be surprised when you hear who the shady guy is." She leaned in, curious. "All right, who is it?" Cut to later. Jinwoo, standing at a distance, watched the interaction unfold. "So this is the person you were talking about?" he asked. Jinho nodded with pride. "Yep, my cousin, Yu Soo-hyun, certified A-rank hunter." As soon as Soo-hyun laid eyes on Jinwoo, she froze. Her eyes went wide. "Whoa, I can't believe I'm actually seeing Sung Jinwoo in person." Jinho chuckled. "Come on, Soo-hyun, you're the celebrity here." She grinned. "I mean, yeah, but still, this is the guy who straight up disappeared after crashing Lee Min-sung's press conference." Jinwoo got to the point. "I'm guessing Jinho filled you in?" She nodded. "Yeah, he said you guys needed a third founding member." Jinwoo didn't sugarcoat anything. "Joining our guild will make waves. Are you okay with that?" Soo-hyun didn't even flinch. "Anything's better than getting involved with Eugene Sung." Jinwoo paused. "Eugene who?" Jinho stepped in. "He's my older brother, sir." Jinwoo raised an eyebrow, instantly recalling the notorious name. "Guess he's already earned his reputation," he thought. As they kept talking, Soo-hyun hesitated, then nervously asked, Would you mind taking a selfie with me? I want to post it on social media." Meanwhile, news of Jinwoo's unusual request hit the Hunters Association like a tidal wave. "You're out of your mind," one official roared, slamming his hand on the table. "You want summoned beasts to be officially recognized as Strike Squad members. This is absurd." This regulation was enforced the moment he created his guild. If this isn't favoritism, then what is? Chairman Go Gun-hee, sitting across from the chaos, remained calm and composed. Another official shouted, "The Hunters Association is meant to serve all hunters, not just Sung Jinwoo. Care to explain yourself, Mr. Go?" Go nodded. "You're absolutely right," he said with a small smile. "This is preferential treatment." Silence fell. He wasn't denying it. Then he posed a question to the room. "You have two options," he said. "A strike squad of 20 A-rank hunters, or just Sung Jinwoo. You can only send one group into a dungeon break zone. Who do you choose? The room went dead quiet. No one had an answer. Chairman Go continued, voice steady. Don't forget that Huang Dongsu defected to the US, and S-rank gates are showing up more and more. He paused, letting the weight of his words sink in. Guilds from all over the world are trying to recruit Mr. Sung. If we can't even work with him, why would he stay here? He looked each of them in the eye. So before you shout about fairness, ask yourself, who's going to save your life when another S-rank gate opens in Korea? Meanwhile, back to Soo-hyun. She posted the selfie with a cheerful caption. First day at Ahjin Guild. And somewhere else. Hae-In saw the post. She is definitely losing it. I've never seen anything like this, sir, Jinho whispered, eyes wide as he stared up at the towering gate pulsing above them. This gate is massive. Jinwoo thinks. He would have lost it if he saw the one in Gwangali. The air buzzed with tension as Jinwoo, flanked by Jinho and Soo-hyun, made their way toward the gate. A swarm of reporters pushed forward, cameras flashing like a storm of strobe lights. It was the Ahjin Guild's first official raid, and the press wanted everything. Hunter Sung, over here, please. How do you feel heading into Ahjin Guild's first raid? Why did you name the guild Ahjin? What's your relationship with Soo-hyun? Are you two? Jinwoo's face didn't change, but his eyes locked on Chief Woo Jin-chul, who was quietly watching the chaos unfold nearby. His tone stayed low and firm. Chief Woo, I thought the association was keeping my personal info private. What happened? Chief Woo sighed, the exhaustion already weighing on his shoulders. We can protect your personal data, but we can't stop the public from finding out where the gates show up. With how fast news spreads online, you'll have to watch what goes up on social media. Jinwoo's expression shifted slightly. Right, that Instagram post, he muttered, sounding mildly annoyed. Yeah, I'll be more careful. As the team approached the gate, Jinho piped up again. Sir, shouldn't we call in a hauling team, or maybe some miners? I don't think I can manage everything on my own. No need, Jinwoo replied calmly. I'll have my shadows handle it. With a simple wave, he summoned his shadow army. The moment they emerged, gasps echoed through the crowd. Reporters and hunters alike were frozen, stunned by the sheer number and intimidating presence of the summoned beasts. Whoa, Chief Woo muttered, eyes scanning the shadow soldiers. All of them, B rank or higher. This isn't just qualified, this is overkill. And here people were debating if it was preferential treatment. Jinwoo is about to step into the gate. He gets surprised when Chief Woo starts getting battle-ready in shiny armor. I've been asked by the chairman to accompany you, he said. He wants to assess whether this kind of solo raid is actually safe. Would you mind if I tagged along today? Just as an observer. Jinwoo gave a small nod. Fine by me. Inside the dungeon, the shadows wasted no time. They launched into the Naga monsters with ruthless precision. Chief Woo could only watch in disbelief. These were monsters that would give experienced A-rank hunters serious trouble, yet Jinwoo's shadows were tearing through them like they were nothing. Is this really just an A-rank dungeon? He muttered, unable to look away. Then his gaze landed on Igris, moving like a storm through the battlefield. That one, it's on a whole other level. If I had to fight it one-on-one, would I even stand a chance? Nearby, Jinwoo was already micromanaging the post-battle cleanup. He snapped at one of his shadows, who had gotten a little too snacky. Hey, didn't I tell you not to eat those? You know how valuable these corpses are. Then he turned to the rest. And you guys, keep mining those mana crystals. Chief Woo, still watching, felt a chill. The guy wasn't just powerful, he was efficient. Killing monsters, collecting corpses, extracting crystals, all while commanding dozens of elite-level summons with zero hesitation. This isn't a one-man squad, he realized. This is an entire guild, and he's doing it all himself. It finally made sense why the chairman wanted him here today. Seeing it in person, it changed everything. Then, the dungeon boss appeared. A towering, menacing figure loomed at the end of the chamber. Jinwoo immediately gave his command. Those of you still working, keep at it. Everyone else, return. Chief Woo looked at him, confused. You're not using your summons for the boss fight? They could take it down easily. Jinwoo's voice turned serious. Relying on my shadows too much dulls my own edge. And with that, he drew his daggers, ready to move. Before Chief Woo could even blink, Jinwoo launched forward and took down the boss in a single flawless strike. The sheer speed and precision of it left Woo frozen, jaw hanging. Then came the flurry of system messages. Skills leveling up, cooldown reductions. Jinwoo skimmed through them. All of my job skills just leveled up, and the shadow exchange cooldowns down by another hour, he noted. No complaints there. Meanwhile, Chief Wu was still trying to recover from what he just saw. Naga scales are tough enough to be used as shields or armor, he muttered. And he sliced right through them with just 2 daggers. Jinwoo then turned to the fallen Naga boss. It had been one of the lightning-imbued types, strong, dangerous. He knelt and extended his hand, initiating the shadow extraction. When the shadow emerged, Jinwoo blinked. It was significantly smaller than the original. It's the same rank as Tusk, and already level 13, he thought. It's probably just as strong as it was when it was alive, but why is it so tiny? Still, the mana pouring off the shadow was no joke. It pulsed with raw energy. After a short pause, Jinwoo gave it a name. Jinah. Back in the real world, Chief Wu made his report to Chairman Go Gun-hee. And that's what happened, sir, he concluded. His voice carried awe, like he still couldn't quite believe what he'd seen. What I witnessed, that wasn't a raid. It was a massacre. Chairman Go leaned back, taking it in. A faint smile touched his lips. So I wasn't wrong after all, he said softly, gazing out at the city. The hunters of Korea, no, the entire world, they're about to see the tides shift. As if echoing his words, the ground began to tremble. Far away, in Shinjuku, Tokyo, the sky ripped open. A gate, colossal beyond anything seen before, materialized above the city. It towered over even the tallest skyscrapers. The city froze. Cars stopped. People stared up in terror and awe at the dark rift overhead. The world was changing, and a new chapter had just begun. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. More solo leveling recaps are on the way, so turn on the notification bell to be the first to watch. And let me know in the comments, what was your favorite moment from these chapters? See you in the next one.